So last time we have seen this particular mascot of Android, and all you know that, and all you have also seen this particular mascot as far as the Android logo is concerned, and we all are habitual to see this logo on our Android application and our Android any application that you are supposed to download or run, or if you have heard about any once the word Android comes into the picture, then this particular kinds of logo already set in our mind that this would the logo of Android. It's just like the robot symbol, nothing else. And this is the Android logo, which is there in a blue font. Now, these are the basic four version of Android that already we have discussed in last lecture. That is Android Cupcake starting from C, but actually there are two versions are there, A and B, that is alpha and beta, which is come not executed at the time of the Android market. It does not come into Android market. It's just for the implementation purpose. That's why it's not included here. So first official version of Android SDK comes into market. That is Android Cupcake 1.5, then Donut 1.6, then Eclairs 2.0 or 2.1, then Froyo Android 2.2. After that, there are lots of Android versions comes into the picture. But in this book, our book is old. That is up to this level he have mentioned. After that, F G is that gingerbread, then H honeycomb, then I ice cream sandwich, then J jelly bean, K for Kit Kat. Then what about the next version?
L lollipop.
L, yes, good. L for lollipop, then M for marshmallow, then N for nougat,
Marshmallow.
and then
O, Oreo.
O
And a
for
P. Pie.
Oreo, and P for Pi, and then
Pie.
Android
Bye.
10.
Android
Then
10.
Android 10 comes into market. Okay, so these are the other versions that already we discussed in last two lectures. Okay, we'll discuss each and every version in detail in other presentation. But right now we'll start the Android platform. Okay, each and every programming language have a certain kinds of platform which we need to follow strictly. Otherwise, the whatever the task and whatever the output that we have decided based on the input cannot be get properly if you are not following the particular step properly. Okay, so this is what about the Android platform. So first of all, each and every language have the platform. So there are two four words in this particular topic is Android. Already we have discussed, and the platform. Now I want to ask one question, simple question. What is platform? What do you mean by platform? Can anyone tell me the answer? What is platform?
કંઈક કોઈ એવી જગ્યા પ્રોવાઈડ કરો, પ્લેટફોર્મ પ્રોવાઈડ કરો જ્યાં તમે
કંઈક વર્ક કરી શકો.
હા વર્ક કરી શકો,
Yes. That means
સપોર્ટ
it
કરો, બધી
provides.
સર્વિસ પ્રોવાઈડ કરો.
Good. Okay. It provides a particular surface where we can do something. Okay. It provides the surface with the facility. We can define the service surface with the facility to do something on to particular task based on the Android. That is called the Android platform. So today in this lecture, we'll start in detail explain the Android platform, how Android platform works. Okay. So Android is an operating system. As I told earlier, Android is not a programming language. We'll have the programming language associated with Android is Java programming language. We are using programming language Java to perform the Android application. But Android is not a programming language. I repeat, Android is not a programming language. It's a operating system. So Android is an operating system and a software platform. What it is? It's a software platform upon which applications are developed. Okay, so Android is an operating system upon which applications are developed. So, Android is an operating system upon which applications are developed. So, Android is an operating system upon which applications are developed.
સર જતા રહ્યા.
અવાજ આવે છે?
હા સર.
Okay, due to some network problem, the network was lost. We'll just start the screen sharing.
ઓકે.
Now it's visible? Is it visible?
યસ સર.
Okay. So we are talking about the Android is an operating system and a software platform upon which applications are developed and a core set of applications for everyday tasks. That everyday tasks that we are going to perform, like to order something, food. We are using some food delivery applications like Zomato and etc. And if you want to purchase some product from online, then you are using Flipkart and any other Snapdeal and any other particular applications. That is a everyday task application. If you want to transfer your money from one side to or one account to other account, you are using the particular applications of particular bank, that is Axis Bank or HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, etc., etc. Each and every bank have their own particular applications. So these are what the everyday tasks you can do by using the Android applications, such as a web browsing and email are included on Android handset. Okay. Now, as a product of OHA, okay, we have already discussed regarding the OHA, Open Handset Alliances, vision for a robust and open source development environment for wireless. Okay, we are using all these things by using wireless mechanism. There is no wire is there. Only if you have a mobile phone, that is a mobile phone itself is a wireless devices. So Android is an emerging mobile development platform. The platform was designed for the sole purpose of encouraging a free, the word is very important, a free and open market that all, you can see free and open market that all mobile applications phone user might want to have and software developers might want to develop. Okay, the same thing the software developer also want to develop, and the same thing the customer or a client want to use it. So this is what about the things. Now the very important concept of Android operating systems comes into the market. The Linux operating system, as you know that Android, as we called it as a open source. So why it is open source? Because the main reason behind this is the Android follows the Linux operating system kernel 2.6, and Linux itself is a open source. That's why Android also comes under the category of open source. That is freely available. You can edit the code, you can develop your own application, you can put on a Google Play Store, and you can earn the money. So this is what about the Linux operating system. Actually, in the base of Android is nothing but the main operating system is belongs to the Linux operating system. So this is very important. If you are talking about the Android, then base of Android is nothing but the Linux operating system. That is very much important, and that you need to know first. Okay. The Linux 2.6 kernel handles core system service and act as a hardware abstraction layer. That is called HAL, hardware abstraction layer, between the physical hardware of handset and the Android software stack. It is nothing but the intermediator between your Android software stack and the physical hardware, that is handheld devices. Some of the core functions the kernel handles include. Kernel means the Android 2.6 kernel handle, which are the functions are handled by the Linux 2.6 Linux 2.6 kernel under Android platform. So first is enforcement of application permission and security. This is the first. That means it focus on the security and the permission. Last time we have seen regarding the permission. Okay, permission, we have a separate chapter in Android, which are the various kinds of permissions are there that you need to get or set before you install any application or before you create any application, which particular permissions you needed from the client side that you need to set first. And second is very important, that is the security. Okay, we need to maintain the security of our client. If you are able to, or if you have developed the applications for the client, then our core responsibility as a developer to maintain the security, to maintain the secure data of our client. That is main functionality. So there's main two things will handle by the Linux 2.6 kernel. Second, low level memory management. Okay, so as we know that the mobile devices have a less amount of memory and we have to work within this less amount of memory. So we need to very take care of our application that it not be heavy loaded applications. That's why the user can have the problem to load your applications or to connect with any other devices, have a lots of problem. So at the lower memory level your application can be run. So this also would be handled by the Linux 2.6 kernel, that is a low level memory management. This is what about the low level memory. Your application should be designed in such a way that your application would be run in any platform or any low level platform that can be done by the developer. Third, process management and threading. That is very important. That is also very important mechanism. Process management and threading. If you are working with particular applications simultaneously, I take the example, there are 2 or 3 applications are there which is run simultaneously. That is also a parallel processing. Okay, Android also support the parallel processing. That means 2 or more than 2 applications can be run simultaneously and cannot be affect one another. So this is called the parallel processing. So at that time, to manage the process management is a very difficult task, and that can be handled by this process management and threading. That means 2 or 3 or more than 2 multi-threading. Already we have discussed in Java multi-threading. Okay, so 2 or more than 2 processes are running simultaneously to perform a particular task in a time. So the work should be divided into separate parts and thread, and they are running parallelly and achieve the target or achieve the goal on a particular time, so that whatever the task that can be implemented in 5 minutes, it can be implemented in a 1 minute if you have divided the task. So this is what the intention of process management and threading. So this is what about the third, that is a process management and threading. Now the fourth is network task. Fourth one is what? Network task. Now, as far as the network task is concerned, is basically for the networking purpose. Okay, if you are able to create such kinds of application which require the network, that means what? If you want to connect one device to other device, that is comes under the category of network. If you want to perform the internet connection, that also provide the network. So it provide the network stack. Okay, stack is nothing but the particular which manner the record can be handled by the stack. Can anyone take? The 2 terms are there as far as the data structure is concerned, stack and queue. These 2 main thing are, and other is linked list. Okay, so stack means what do you mean by stack? Can anyone can give me the answer so that we can go further regarding the mechanism? Stack, what do you mean by stack?
એકના પર એક લેયર હોય ને સ્ટેક કહેવાય.
ફર્સ્ટ કમ ફર્સ્ટ આઉટ એવું હોય ને.
હા,
Last comes first out.
લાસ્ટ
હા.
ઇન ફર્સ્ટ આઉટ.
Yes.
LIFO. It will
LIFO.
mechanism
Yes.
LIFO manner. Okay.
Yes.
The example is a stack of book. Okay. There are lots of 5 books are there. So first
Tiffin
તમે
box.
પેલા
Tiffin
સૌથી
box,
નીચે
yeah.
મૂકવું
Tiffin
જેના
box.
ઉપર
Yes.
પછી એના ઉપર અને પછી એના ઉપર. એટલે તમે છેલ્લી મૂકી હશે એ જ તમે પહેલા લેશો, નીચે વાળી નહીં લો. Okay. So that is what last in first out manner. Okay. The same as the whatever the multiple networks connections would be there, that can be stacked one by one, and whatever the last network that we have achieved, that can be removed first. So this is what about the network layer. Okay. So last is display, keypad input, camera, Wi-Fi, flash memory, audio, and binder IPC, inter-process communication, and device driver. These all are there. Okay. So now display is nothing but your mobile screen. Okay, that may be available different based on your mobile handheld device or a model. Okay. Second, keypad input. Okay, how you can input the mechanism. If you want to write something, if you want to type something, then which keypad you are using for the input purpose. Okay. And camera. Right now you can say that recently each and every devices, Android devices, comes with the inbuilt facility of camera with front and back, both the camera facilities available. So these all things can be handled by the Linux kernel, that can be handled by the Linux kernel. Without this we cannot do anything. Okay. So if you want to perform certain kinds of task, we are able to do the display. If you want to manage the display, then we need to perform a particular Linux operating system mechanism. If you want to keypad input, then that also can be facilitated by the Linux 2.6 kernel. And if you want to use the camera, then also we need to perform the Linux operating system based on support the Linux operating system. That's only why we are able to use this. Then Wi-Fi for the internet connection purpose. Then flash memory. If you have the lots of memory in your background, then if you can flush it out, then you can do the same thing as per our requirement. Then audio means, can anyone say that audio means, that means if you want to listen anything, then you can use any player like audio player or a video player. Same thing. So you require a permission from the Linux operating system or the any devices that you want to perform the particular task or your listening task, whatever the things you want to listen. So that is why we are able to discuss all these things with the help of Android inter-process communication. It may be possible that if you are working with 2 or 3 devices or 2 or 3 processes, so how we can process intercommunication? Okay, how we can communicate the message from one side to other, one process to other process by using the device driver. Okay, so last is what? Device driver. That means what? If you want to perform certain kinds of hardware action, you require the software application to perform that particular hardware attached to your machine. So that require the driver. So this is what the very important mechanism as far as the Linux operating system based on Android is concerned. Okay, if you are talking about the Android, then on a base last layer that perform the operating system mechanism is nothing but the Linux 2.6 kernel. That is very important. It might be asked in your examination that what are the core fundamental of Android operating system. That means it is a Linux 2.6 kernel. So all these particular tasks can be handled by the Linux operating system. Once again we repeat, enforcement of application permission and security first, then low level memory management, then process management and threading, then the network stack, and provide the facility of display, keyboard input, camera, Wi-Fi, flash memory, audio and binder, and IPC driver access. Okay, so this is what about the Linux 2.6 kernel. Now you can see the figure. You can see this figure is very important. I just minimize this so that whole screen can be visible properly. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can see, now this is the general overall figure. Now I just maximize so that you can get the much more idea one by one. So you can see this, the figure consists of three parts. You can see, last we'll take it first, that is a physical this. I am moving my cursor, you can see here. Physical hardware, first layer. We just go from bottom to top. This figure goes from bottom to top. Okay, you can see this is a diagram of Android platform architecture. This is the most MP questions as far as your internal and external examination is concerned. First is nothing but the bidirectional communication between, bidirectional, you can see top and bottom, two arrows are there, upside arrow and downside arrow, two arrows are there. That means two-way communications is being performed. Okay, so physical hardware. Now what do you mean by the physical hardware? Can anyone tell? Physical hardware means what?
Our phone.
Yes, very good answer. Our phone. Our phone is nothing but the physical hardware, which is bidirectionally connected with the operating system. That is a Linux. You can see just we just move ahead on top. Here it's a Linux 2.6 operating system. As I told, in Android, basically at lower level, the operating system that might be accessing the permission or a fundamental or a functionality, that is called Linux 2.6 operating system kernel. Okay, so Linux 2.0 performs the hardware abstraction layer, that is HAL. That means our physical device is nothing but the hardware. Our hardware is nothing but the our mobile phone. So how it is connected? By using hardware abstraction layer. By using the Linux 2.6 fundamental hardware abstraction layer, we are using our physical Android devices into the particular functionality implementation based on the Linux 2.6 operating system hardware abstraction layer. Okay, so it provides various function that is described over here, Linux 2.6, that already we have discussed. Like first, the security. First very main thing is what? Security. It provides the security to the end user. As you know that Linux provide very good security because it's open source and it is a virus free operating system. Okay, there is no virus comes into the Linux based operating system. So this is why it's a very much secure. And which are the operation performed by the this particular you can see Linux 2.6 functionality. First is memory management. Okay, that already we have seen, will not be put in a very detailed manner. All you know is memory management is what. Okay, if we have a less amount of memory, then it can be handled by the operating system and your system can be work smoothly. So it would be a memory management. If some task is pending, then no longer use in memory, so it requires the, we have already seen in Java a particular object which is no longer used in memory, then what we are doing? Can anyone tell? If particular object are no longer used in memory, what we are doing with that particular object?
Destroy થઈ જાય ને.
Yes, destroy થઈ જાય. That is okay, but which functionality we just called as in Java?
Garbage collector.
Very good, garbage collection. Okay, so same thing here, memory management. How is possible? Okay, so only we can delete or remove the existing process which is no longer used in memory, so that we after some amount of time will wait and then kill those processes, so that our memory can have the space, so that the other process can have chance to execute it, to comes into waiting to execution mode. So this is what about the memory management. Same as process management. Okay, if some processes are running on simultaneously and they are come into the deadlock, but it is not possible in security mechanism of Linux 2.6. Means it will provide the locking mechanism. One process is there running, then other has to be wait. When a particular process comes into execution, then there are no other process are eligible or rights to enter into execution until and unless a first process complete that particular execution. After that, the next waiting process come into the picture and execute it. So this is what about the process management or binder inter-process communication. Then network stack, as we understand earlier in the 2.6 Linux kernel, it's a stack of network. Then a particular network which we have, it's based on the priority, will execute and remove. Then IO, that means input output based on display, keyboard, touch screen, whatever it is. Okay, our IO input output, if we have a mobile screen, touch screen, then all things would be done by the touch. Okay, touch screen, keypad. If you have, then you can type, then display on a screen. Power management, that also very important. Your battery backup power, okay, that also can be handled by the Linux 2.6 operating system. And the other drivers like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, camera, audio, tapping, telephony, flash, device driver, sensors, etc., etc. Okay, so this all mechanism, this all phone basic mechanism can be handled by the Linux 2.6 operating system. So you can say that Linux 2.6 operating system is a heart of Android, because in base this particular operating system is there that will support by the Android operating system. That's why Android is a open source. Okay, and it's also provide the programming language Java, that also comes under the category of open source programming language. That's why overall Android is called open source operating system. Okay, now see, if three various Linux users are there, you can see here these are the providing the security locking mechanisms are there. Linux user A, Linux user B, and Linux user 3. Okay, three various users are working simultaneously and they are using a particular Android application A, Android application B, and Android application C. So how it can be managed? By using Dalvik virtual machine. You can see the box one DVM. This is also very important mechanism, Dalvik virtual machine. Okay, we have seen in Java. Which virtual machine we have seen in Java? Can anyone
Java
knows?
virtual.
Very good. Java virtual machine, that is JVM. What is the task of JVM? What is the task of JVM? Anyone?
JDK ने support करा ना.
That is okay. JDK ने support करा. That is okay. But what is the task of JVM, Java virtual machine? What is the functionality? What is the function of JVM?
Bytecode create करा.
Yes, to convert your Java program into the machine readable code. That is a bytecode, and then bytecode to machine code, and then again machine code to bytecode. This is what about the JVM, Java virtual machine. Okay, so same as here Dalvik virtual machine. Same is here Dalvik virtual machine. The same task. It is convert your Android program into machine readable form, and then machine readable form to Dalvik virtual machine intermediate we are converting into the Android machine. That means what? It's an intermediator, and very important. Maybe ask in your examination what is DVM, or to explain DVM or full form of DVM. That is called Dalvik virtual machine. So this is what about the Dalvik virtual machine. The use of this is nothing but to convert the Android code into machine readable form, nothing else. Okay, so one file is created, we'll see later on by using the example, we'll see. So by using written using Android Java framework, all the applications you can see by using the cloud mechanism. Okay, you can see in cloud balloon is there. In these same things you written, that is the written using Android Java framework. That means what? Some programming is there which is written by using Java Android framework. That is we are using a particular Java programming language to implement the task of Android application. So if we, as you know that last time you have seen the overview of our syllabus, the prerequisite of the subject is what? You require the knowledge of core Java programming. If you have the knowledge of core Java programming, then it is very easy to grasp the Android programming language mechanism. So that is also a very important things that we can understand. And this is what overall this all figure comes under the category of Android platform. The Android platform. The question would be asked in your examination something like this: what is Android? Explain Android platform architecture in detail with diagram. Okay, so first of all you need to give the definition, answer of definition, what is Android, then the particular mechanism of Android that we have described over here, and draw the figure of Android, and then explain one by one these three layer. First is what? Physical hardware, then Linux operating system, and your application virtual devices. That means Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine will convert your existing Android program into the machine readable form, and machine readable form to Android programming. So this is what about the Android platform architecture. Okay, so this is what I just want to see on a one screen, in a small screen, so that you can see all the figure in one snap. So you can see these three layers are there. Now do you have any question regarding this figure, or should I go ahead? If you have any query regarding this particular figure, then we'll discuss again, or if you do not have any query, then we'll go further. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now the next thing that we are going to discuss is developing Android application. Okay, how to develop Android applications. The Android SDK provides an intensive set of application programming interfaces, that is APIs. Okay, that is what? APIs. That is both modern and robust. Okay, all these two are what? Modern means the latest, and robust means strong. Android handset core system services are exposed and accessible to all applications. Okay, if you are working with any Android applications, the three main mechanism of Android machine is there. First is what? It's a modern. Second, it would be a robust. Then third is what? The system service can expose and accessible to all applications. So this is what about the main fundamental of Android applications, and it is based on the APIs. You can see application programming interface that you all knows. Now commonly used packages. If you want to create an Android program or Android project or Android application, which are the basic common used packages that you need to use to develop your Android applications are mentioned here. So with Android, mobile developers no longer have to reinvent the wheel. Instead, the developer are familiar class libraries exposed through Android Java package to perform common tasks such as graphics, database access, network access, secure communication, and utilities such as XML parsing. Now we'll understand what this paragraph says, that a particular package is what? It's nothing but the API. A particular code for a particular task is already done. And make one class and library that you just ready-madely call it and use it. So you do not require to write any Java code or any Android code. Already you have a package You just import that particular package. You will create the object of that particular class, and then by using the object dot operator, you can see all the properties of methods and interface and classes. All these things you are using ready-madely. So this is what the importance of Android is. If you want to perform certain tasks which is already library is there. Okay, already we have seen last time, we have seen point number 4 is there, which describe the various API like Android SQLite API is there, network API is there, telephone API is there, web API is there, network API is there. So there are lots of ready-made APIs are there. If you want to use the network API, you just import the network API, and by using the creation of the object, you can use all the properties. That means methods and class you can easily access and used as per the user requirement. So this is what the intention of this particular paragraph is. And here are the list of various packages that can be handled to support. So the Android packages include support for first common user interface design. Okay, very important. Common user interface design, that nothing but the controls. Okay, પણ એને આપણે કહીશું, you can see last time પણ આપણે વાત કરી હતી, interface widgets, WIDGETS. Okay, common user interface widget like button, you can see in paragraph, sorry, bracket, button, spin control and text input. Okay, that means visual control that can be handled by your mobile interface. If you want to design your mobile application interface, you must require to use these such kinds of Android widget control. WIDGET, Android widget control. Second, user interface layout. Okay, there are 3 to 4 layouts are available in Android. We can use as per our requirement. By default, relative layout is there, common by default. Then linear layout is there, relative layout is there, and absolute layout is there. Okay, so we can use as per our requirement. We can change the layout. Also, frame layout is there, grid layout is there, but basically we are using the relative layout. We'll see in detail. In relative layout, we have a particular resource chapter, whole chapter is there, so we'll discuss further more in detail at that time. But the user interface design layout is nothing but how we can arrange our component in a such a way that it would be look like a very interactive application. So this is what about intention of user interface layout is. Then third is secure networking and web browsing features by using SSL and WebKits. That is very important. That is also very important. That means what? If you want to secure a network, as you know that we are using the Android 2.6 Linux kernel, and if you want to using the web browsing, okay, that means Android provide a particular class, ready-made class is there, that is called WebKit. Android ready-made class is there, that is called WebKit. By using WebKit, you can design your own browser. You can see, you can design your own browser by using WebKit features. Okay. Then fourth, structured storage and relational database. Okay, if you want to store the content into your database, last time we have seen in detail or overview, that is SQLite. SQLite is a database that's supported by the Android operating system. Okay, if you want to store some data of your mobile as in a backup storage, then you can use the SQLite. SQLite is a lightweight database, as we already discussed, because as far as the mobile memory is there, it's have a limited resources, so we require to store some limited data into our application or our devices. That is called SQLite database. Then you can use the powerful for visualization multimedia mechanism. That is a powerful 2D and 3D graphics are there, including SGL and OpenGL ES is there. Okay, means only the 2D 3D graphics if you want to represent with your application, and if you want to develop such kinds of graphics in your application, then you can use by using this API, 2D and 3D graphics API. Then audio video, that means audio visual media is there. Audio visual media format is there, that is a MPG4 and MP3. Can anyone know What is the full form of MPEG? Okay. Audio and visual media format. That means what? If you want to record your audio, if you want to see some video, at that time you require some particular kinds of API, or if you want to create such kinds of application which require to manage or store, record your audio, or if you want to create a video by using your application, at that time you can use audio and visual media format as per the MPG, MP3, and still other images types are there. Okay. Then last is access to optional hardware such as location based service LBS by using GPS, global positioning system, that is basically used by the Google Map. If you want to know the source to destination location, at that time what happen, you need to know the your current location by using latitude and longitude. Okay, and based on that you will find which position you are standing and where you need to go. So you can send the source to destination, then Google Map will provide you the shortest path to reach there. So this is what about the particular location based services are there. Then Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and other hardware sensors are there. Okay. So this is what about the commonly used packages are there that is being used by this functionality and support for this. Now Android application framework. Android application framework is there. Okay. So how Android application framework we have already seen by using the figure. We are using figure. We have said that there are lots of functionality done by the Android, and how now in this particular portions we are going to discuss how we can configure. In this lecture we'll discuss how we can configure a particular Android application first. Okay, how we can install our application, our Android resource first in our client machine or a PC, client machine or a PC. Then only we are able to do this. Without this, it is not possible to do such thing. Okay, so this thing will discuss later on in the next lecture, because it requires too much time to discuss, and if we are starting, then it will not complete in a particular time foundation, and that remain incomplete. Okay, so we'll start this Android application framework starting from next lecture, so that we can finish it off. All the lecture would be there in a this particular thing. So all are kindly requested, those who are not attending this lecture today are kindly requested, you just inform your colleagues that yesterday very important lecture is going on, how to install Android, how to perform the connection of various library, how we can use the set up the emulator. All these things we'll discuss in this particular lecture. Okay, so you can inform other your colleagues so that they cannot miss the chance to this particular lecture. Okay, so I congratulate all the students, those who are attending this lecture, uh, and best wishes for your career also. And whatever the problem that you have in during this lecture, you just stop me, sir, this problem, I have this problem, you can explain me again, so that we can explain another also, those who have a problem. So you can ask any question regarding to any query. Okay, so I again ask the same question. So from today's lecture, if you have any query, if you have any doubt, then ask me, so that we can resolve your query. If you have any question, then raise your hand, or raise your voice speaker on, and ask the questions. Then if you do not have, then we'll leave with the attendance completion. Okay, have you any query? Have you any question? Yes or no?
No, sir. No.
Okay,
No,
okay.
sir.
Okay, now I will take the attendance. You just you already have the roll number. I just speak the roll number, and based on that, you are kindly responded with yes, sir, so that I can put your present here.